the second period. Skinner's answered the bell. The Oilers' depth has once again answered the bell. And I look at, again, two crucial penalty kills and the contributions of guys like Janmark and Brown and Henrique. That line, Bob,
has swung the series.
Absolutely. And remember where it was in the Stanley Cup playoffs. At the beginning, they were like the fourth unit.
Well, Henrique started the playoffs on the left wing with Connor McDavid. And then he got nicked up at the end of the LA series.
And when he came back,
Brown
he was a fourth-line guy.
Brown was a healthy scratch in the first round of the playoffs. He's become critical. Skinner clearly gets better as the series goes on. Guess who else gets better as the series goes on? The coach. The coach figures stuff out as the series have gone on, and he seems to press the right buttons. Chris Knoblauch and Paul Coffey. And the Oilers had some skittery moments, including Philip Broberg. They need to settle him down, but that was a mammoth goal at the end of the second period.
And Janmark, for me, is, what is he, the Oilers' sixth best forward right now?
Jack, I'm just going to throw something else at you here. Okay, game one, the two guys that had breakaways were Henrique and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. They're both left shots. They cut from the left and went to the glove side left of Sergei Bobrovsky.
And now you've got Brown and Hyman, both righties.
Both righties. And when they
it's a good call by you.
It's rare when I have those.
No, that's outstanding work. I'm glad you brought something to the table for Game 6.
It rarely happens, as you know.
20 minutes away from Game 7, partner.
Well, I got some work to do here. Can't sit back. It's, we've seen a little bit of tilting of the ice in that period. For me, Jack, it comes down to one thing. Manage the puck. Philip Broberg, he's been stellar since coming in.
How about Noah Siegel tonight? That's a mammoth challenge.
That is a mammoth, and you have to be right.
Because that building was quiet, and it could have been 2-1. Now, let's just not even say, if you don't challenge, it's 2-1, and no one would have blamed him for not challenging.
It was a gutsy call. You have to have belief in what your group does.
And that's, I just want to augment. I'm not saying Chris Knoblauch doesn't deserve credit, but he's got a support staff that he empowers.
Paul Coffey, speaking of empowered, keeps playing defenseman even when they make mistakes. Play your way through mistakes. Broberg's had a case of, I think this is the roughest performance he's had. So we'll see what happens here in the third period. The Panthers are going to drag it into the alley. It's part of who they are.
$7.5 million. Your Oilers 50-50 right now. And, well, you just missed out on the $25,000 cash at early bird pricing. But for every $100 you purchase in 50-50 tickets, you get $25 at Boston Pizza and a $25 sports bet for Play Alberta. That's EdmontonOilers.com/50-50. And, oh, by the way, the jackpot right now sitting at a healthy $7.5 million. Speaking of healthy, how about the Oilers' fortunes in this Stanley Cup final? They have never been healthier, and they're 20 minutes away from tying the series. It's Edmonton 3, Florida nothing. 40 minutes complete, 20 to go. 20 separating Edmonton from, again, arguably the most important game in the history of the Stanley Cup final. It'd be Game 7, Monday night in Sunrise. That's still 20 minutes away. But the Oilers looking to make history, not just in hockey, but in the entirety of professional sports. Reed and Rob will have their say on the other side. This is Ford Dealers NHL Hockey. The Oilers Radio Network.
When the Oilers are on the ice, the big hits are a part of the game. But they shouldn't be a part of your drive. If you've been injured in a car collision, let James H. Brown & Associates and their over 200 years of combined injury law experience help you. Locally owned and proud Edmonton Oilers fans, James H. Brown & Associates is ready to support you with their unrivaled experience, unrivaled results, and unrivaled commitment. When accidents happen, head to jameshbrown.com.
Stay connected with your community and enjoy the latest updates and exclusive access to concerts and events by becoming a 630 CHED Insider. Don't miss out on a single moment.
Sign up now at 630ched.com
and click on CHED Insider Newsletter to become a vital part of Edmonton's premier news and talk community. 630 CHED, Edmonton's news, today's talk.
Where Edmonton stays informed and entertained.
Today and every day. At the intermission, brought to you by End of the Row Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring.
Bennett out to Forsling. His wrist shot saves Skinner. Rebound. Forsling fired again. Block shot. It's going to be a breakaway. Zach Hyman in on Bobrovsky. Scores! 3-0 Edmonton.
Zach Hyman's 16th goal of the playoffs. Nugent-Hopkins blocking the shot, the puck drifting into the neutral zone. Hyman gets there first, goes to the backhand on Bobrovsky with 1:40 left in the second period. That is your look into the highlight zone for Century Casinos. All in, all games, all season. Century Casinos, 3 great locations, Edmonton, St. Albert, and next to the Edmonton International Airport. Welcome to the winner zone. It is 3-0 Edmonton after 2 periods in Game 6 as Rob Brown checks in. Well, Rob, Hyman, just a remarkable season. Front to back, up to 16 goals in the playoffs. And there he does it again. The speed, the hustle, and the finish.
Well, the finish was just fantastic. At the beginning of the series, the Oilers had a number of breakaways, especially in Game 1, that they weren't able to finish. And everyone's talking about, you can't deke Bobrovsky, you can't deke him, you got to shoot. Now that we've seen the last couple of games, we've seen, yeah, you can deke him. You just got to make the right move, and Hyman did. Now, I could be wrong, but my brother texted me and said that was the 70th goal of the season for Zach Hyman, which would tie him with Austin Matthews for goals on the year. This is a pretty amazing year that Zach Hyman has had. And Reed, if you're looking for things to excite you about being an Edmonton Oilers fan, the Edmonton Oilers are fighting themselves back into this series and well on their way to tying at 3-3. And throughout this final series, they've done most of it with both 2 of their star players being a little bit quiet, Leon and Hyman. Well, they both showed up tonight. Leon was exceptional through 40 minutes. He set up the first goal. Hyman gets a breakaway. If they get those players going, the Florida Panthers right now are just hanging on, and they're now starting to see what the Edmonton Oilers are capable of doing when they get top to bottom. It was a great first. Florida pushed in the second, but the Oilers got the opportunities, and when they got them, they finished. Now the Oilers are 1 solid period away from forcing the unthinkable, Game 7.
We'll talk about the video review because I'm sure people are tuning in for that. But the Oilers scored 46 seconds into the period, Rob. Henrique with his 4th from Janmark and Ekholm. Again, that line involved with, smart play by Ekholm to get it up to Janmark. He stays on side, and then he finds Henrique for the goal.
Well, so many times in the past, you and I have done the Edmonton Oilers playoffs, and Connor and Leon have been great, and Nugent-Hopkins has had a good playoff. But the depth struggled, and eventually they didn't have enough good depth players to move on to the next round. Well, this third line that they've put together for the Edmonton Oilers, think of where they would be in these final series. The Oilers probably aren't still playing if it wasn't for the play of the third line. The contributions they're getting shorthanded from Brown and Janmark and Henrique, what they've done 5-on-5 against the best players for the Florida Panthers, and their contributions offensively. They've been excellent. And I think in this game, and you could argue on it, I think the Oilers' third line, the Henrique line, has been the Oilers' best line. And that's on a team with Hyman and McDavid and Nuge and Leon. But that's how good they have been, how noticeable they have been. And when you look at the Florida Panthers, they came into this series and depth was supposed to be their strength, and they are. They got a very good, deep team. But look what the third line has done for the Edmonton Oilers, and compare that to the depth players of the Florida Panthers. The Oilers are winning that battle.
Yeah, they're just showing that goal on the big screen. And Ekholm, a no-look, he just wrapped it around off the board. So that's knowing, that's a plan, that winger is going to go up the wall and you can slam it up there. Rob, and there was an answer to that goal by Florida. 10 seconds later, Barkov scored. The Oilers challenged for video review. Man, oh man, it does appear to be offside. I put on Twitter by about 1/20th of the puck. It looked like there was just a crescent, a small little piece of the puck still on the blue line when the other player's skate went over.
Well, it is absolutely amazing that you can catch that, first of all, and then it's a gutsy call when you get into your headphones, say, "Hey, coach, yep, that's offside. You sure?" "Yep." And then the coach looks at it on the iPad like, "Whoa, that's really close. I hope you're right, kid, because this is going to be a big part of this hockey game, because if they're wrong on that one, it's 2-1, and the Florida Panthers have a power play." Having said that, power play has done nothing. It was close, and it shows you how good the referees or the linesmen are, because it's something that close that you need for them to have missed it. But that was a big moment in the game. Video replay is a huge part of the game nowadays. The Edmonton Oilers got it right, and really changed. That deflated the Florida Panthers and frustrated the Florida Panthers. So that's a good call by Chris Knobloch on the review, and it went the Oilers' way. We've had too many here in Edmonton over the years that haven't gone the Oilers' way.
So 3-0 Edmonton after 2 periods in Game 6, the final game of the 23-24 season here at Rogers Place. And the Oilers hoping to make it a victory and go to Sunrise for Game 7 on Monday. We'll check your out-of-town scoreboard in a couple of minutes. Ford Dealers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network.
There's only one line of trucks that's outsold all others for 58 years. Only one with the available Power Boost hybrid engine on select models that delivers performance and efficiency. It's the truck that all others are measured by. You know the one. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Right now, lease the 2024 F-150 STX with black appearance package at 2.49% APR for up to 24 months with $4,800 down. That's just $228 bi-weekly. Visit your Alberta Ford store or Ford.ca for details.
From your home to the ice rink, ATCO Energy is there. As the official energy provider of Rogers Place, we're also proud partners of the Edmonton Oilers. ATCO Energy, powering your place. Customers are free to purchase natural gas services or electricity services from a retailer of their choice. For a list of retailers, visit ucahelps.alberta.ca or call 310-4822.
Celebrating 70 years in the signage industry, William Huff Advertising is the most recognized name in the game. An in-house, one-stop shop for all of your design, print, and installation needs. William Huff provides quality graphic solutions for everyone. Here in our City of Champions and throughout the nation, they are the preferred signage partner entrusted by many of the biggest corporations, pro sports teams, and organizations to bring their identity to life. Recognize the name, get in the game. WilliamHuff.com.
With Global News, I'm Thomas Dias. The murder conspiracy trial of 2 men has heard that rifles, body armor, and buckets full of ammunition were found in a home near the 2022 border blockade at Coots in southern Alberta. Chris Carbert and Anthony Olenek are on trial charged with conspiracy to commit murder of police officers. They were arrested after police raided the modular home and travel trailers on private property in the village. Constable Daniel Sauvé testified 2 rifles and cans of ammunition were found throughout the home. Calgary Mayor Jyoti Gondek is promising a wide-ranging examination of the city's underground infrastructure 3 weeks after a catastrophic pipeline break led to ongoing water restrictions for the city. Officials remain confident the repair work will be completed by the start of the Calgary Stampede. And weather records were shattered across Atlantic Canada this week as a 3-day heat wave took hold in New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, and Labrador. Meantime, several U.S. cities are expected to see record-breaking temperatures this weekend. News on demand at 630ched.com.
Be a savvy Edmonton hotel shopper. Book through edmontonsbesthotels.com and receive up to $225 in cash rewards. There are over 50 member hotels to choose from offering their best value rates. edmontonsbesthotels.com. Rewards with every booking.
Get ready to live sky high. Sky Signature Suites offers remarkable units for rent featuring sophisticated floor plans, designer finishes, and breathtaking views. Experience resort-like amenities including a full-time concierge, yoga and fitness studios, golf simulator, plus indoor and outdoor lounges for you to live your best life. Visit SkySignatureSuites.com and make your home high above the ordinary.
Experience the exciting casino action at 3 Century Casino locations: Edmonton, St. Albert, and next to the Edmonton Airport. Dine at one of their amazing restaurants featuring daily specials. Check out the best in live entertainment at any amazing location. Plus, you can always enjoy a great selection of casino gaming options or try your luck at off-track betting. And now you can feel the thrill of live horse racing at Century Mile Racetrack. Century Casino has it all. Come for the action, stay for the fun.
Be a savvy Edmonton hotel shopper. Book through edmontonsbesthotels.com and receive up to $225 in cash rewards. There are over 50 member hotels to choose from offering their best value rates. edmontonsbesthotels.com. Rewards with every booking.
the intermission. Brought to you by End of the Roll Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring.
He'll club it up the left-hand side, waiting for it as Janmark, driving into the net. Centering pass, reach shot, score! 2-0 Edmonton. What a finish! Adam Henrique puts it away, and the Oilers go up by 2 in Game 6.
That goal early in the second period as we check the scoreboard for Pizza 73, official pizza of the Edmonton Oilers CFL tonight, midway through the third quarter. BC leading Winnipeg 27. Blue Jays lost 7-1 at Cleveland. Oilers up 3-0 going to the third in Game 6. Jack and Bob next. Fort Dealers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network.
At the Intermission has been brought to you by End of the Roll Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring.
Straining to find the right home? You're going to love this. For a limited time, get back in the game with a free Oiler Fan Cave basement by Coventry Homes. This playoff package includes a free basement, plus an exclusive Oiler Fan Cave, complete with their signature customizable designs and top shelf finishes at no additional cost. Because flexibility is within reach. Coventry Homes, the official builder of the Edmonton Oilers.
MIC is a leader in medical imaging and the official medical imaging provider to the Edmonton Oilers. Make MIC your choice. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, the game doesn't stop for injury. MIC's sports medicine imaging specialists can help you get back in the game with a timely and expert diagnosis. Go where the pros go. For a location near you, visit mic.ca.
McDavid trying to come in with speed. Here he comes. McDavid shoots. Top shelf. He scores!
Hey, Edmonton. Rogers wants you to stay connected to your Edmonton Oilers.
Connor McDavid! Fantastic!
Catch every goal on Canada's largest and most reliable 5G network with Rogers 5G mobile plans. To learn more, visit rogers.com/5G. That's rogers.com/5G.
Listen on air, online, and on the Radio Player Canada app.
This is the Oilers Radio Network.
Heading into Game 4, Edmonton had been outscored 13-1 in the third period of its previous 9 games. But since that point, the Oilers have outscored Florida by a healthy 5-1 in each of the last 3 games. And so the Panthers, while a dangerous third-period club, have only one win in this Stanley Cup playoff run when trailing after 2 periods. It's 3-0 Edmonton, McDavid and Bennett, and we're underway in the third period as the puck is dropped and Bennett will kick it back. The Oilers got 2 in the second after 1 in the first. Warren Foegele opened the scoring. Adam Henrique and Zach Hyman with second period goals. Matthew Tkachuk up the right-hand side. 1 in the first minute, and that was scored by Henrique, and then Hyman converted a breakaway with $1:20 left in the second. And now the third period starts with a Forsling steal on Ekholm and a pass led for Matthew Tkachuk that missed him. And now with 32 seconds having elapsed in the third period, we bring it back into the Florida zone. And Sergei Bobrovsky has now given up 14 goals on the last 54 shots he faced. And when you consider the scenario where Bobrovsky was nearly unbeatable in the first 2 games and 2 periods of this series, it's hard to believe that he's struggling to the degree he is. 74% over that stretch. That's the save percentage. Here's Sam Bennett off the draw from Forsling, flipping it into the right-hand corner, and Nurse just ran right through Vladimir Tarasenko. The Oilers left to right with a 3-0 lead, trying to force a Game 7 on Monday night. Now, why am I saying it's arguably the biggest game in the history of the Stanley Cup Final? Here's a beautiful move. Montour snapped it high and wide on Stuart Skinner. Well, in 1942, the world was at war. Here's a steal and a shot by Lundell that's deflected out of play. So as a result, Bob, I don't think the attention due the 1942 Stanley Cup Final would begin to approach what we'll have on Monday night in Sunrise.
I think that's a pretty fair statement.
And I chuckle, but we were talking about a world war.
Yeah, people were playing for a little bit bigger things.
Yes. Toronto came from a 3-0 deficit to beat the Detroit Red Wings. It's the only time it's happened in the history of the Stanley Cup Final. It's only happened in 3 other playoff series. 1975, up the right-hand side off the draw, an icing call we whistled on Cody Ceci. It was a breakthrough series win for the New York Islanders as they rallied past the Pittsburgh Penguins. Then they almost did it again in the very next round.
That's Flyers.
Yeah, and the Flyers beat them in Game 7. And then the recent ones, of course, were 2010 Philadelphia beating Boston, and they were down 3-0 and 3-0 in Game 7 and rallied to win. Off the draw, here's Barkov rolling to the net, shoots and scores, and Florida's right back in the game. It's 3-1, so put a hold on Game 7 as a turnover by the Oilers in their own end. Verhaeghe to Barkov, beautiful dangle move around Skinner, and this one will count. He had one in the second period taken off the board, also set up by Verhaeghe.
Well, Barkov's a terrific player, but that time Foegele was in defensive support, and then Kulak down and out. The Oilers didn't get the puck up the boards and out. And unfortunately, that's been a reoccurring theme for the Draisaitl line. Oilers need to dig in here. What a great goal from Barkov. He's a terrific player.
Well, and he's probably understandably feeling, he earned that one. He had one taken away by the tiniest of margins in the second period. And he and the Panthers are on the board. Verhaeghe, the primary assist on Barkov's 8th of the Stanley Cup playoffs. So it's 3-1. Nick Cousins shovels it down low. Lomberg in pursuit. Cousins tried to slide it in front just to finish the other series, of course, 2014. And that was L.A. rallying past San Jose. McLeod takes an outlet pass, blistered one off the pads, up Bobrovsky. And here comes Nico Mikkola for the Florida Panthers, right to left. He'll send it in deep. Bouchard over to Ekholm, smacked around the boards. Panthers, Matthew Tkachuk desperately trying to hold it in, can't do it. Perry stays onside. McLeod a shot off the rush. Again, high to the blocker on Bobrovsky, makes the save. Panthers have 17 minutes and 40 seconds to get 2 more goals. Sam Bennett in over the line. Tkachuk, a shot, that was stuffed. Forced it back behind the net. Darnell Nurse is there for Edmonton. Laid it off glass, settled by Ekblad, and wired back in. That went off the referee. Here's Darnell Nurse up the left-hand side. Nurse the second time. Sam Bennett shovels it back down low. Matthew Tkachuk tried to dish off. Poke checked away by Zach Hyman. He's through Forsling. Driving down the right-hand side. And cut off from behind by Matthew Tkachuk. Oilers will keep the cycle moving. Nugent Hopkins to Ceci, driven down low, tipped away from Hyman, and speared by Bobrovsky before McDavid can get there. And Sam Bennett, who had a chokehold on Bouchard earlier in this series, tried to do the same thing to McDavid.
Well, they had an opportunity in the second period to send Florida a message there. And a good play by McLeod off the rush, just a low shot, and frankly, that
juicy rebound from Bobrovsky.
Derek Ryan was almost there for a tap-in.
3-1 our score. Edmonton on top. Barkov from Verhaeghe. And then ends Stuart Skinner's bid for a shutout. But he still has a chance to go a perfect 10-0 in games 4 through 7 thus far in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Oilers looking to win an elimination game for the 5th time in this postseason. Twice against Vancouver and twice against Florida. Here's Montour in over the line. Shot taken from the top of the right circle, deflected behind the net, eventually located by Reinhart. But when he tried to center for Verhaeghe, was broken up. Montour briefly held it in and backhanded safely out by Cody Ceci.
Oilers are playing a little tepid right now, Jack.
Ekman Larsson will get it back from Barkov. He'll snap it in from center. Somewhat understandable with a 3-0 lead. We saw Florida do it with a 4-1 lead in Game 3 in this building. Draisaitl felt like he was high-sticked. A wrist shot on net and a save made by Stuart Skinner as the crowd tries to revive Edmonton. Draisaitl up the left-hand side, hacked at by Foegele, and that'll chase all the way back in his own zone Anton Lundell for the Panthers. 4 minutes gone in the third. Lundell through one man, through Foegele. And then poke checked away at the last second by Bouchard before Lundell can line up a shot. He'll wind it down low. Lugo Starainen tried to jam play. And then Tarasenko back to the point for Kulikov. He'll quickly swing back behind the net. Ekholm up the left-hand side. Florida's calling for a delay of game, but it clipped the glass.
Yeah. Right away, that was the call there.
15:35 left third period. Face-off will be on the face-off dot to the left of Stuart Skinner. And the Florida Panthers now trail by 2. That's why Hyman's goal just massive, and really getting 2 goals in a shot where you only manage 4 on net.
Edmonton looks a little tight right now here, Jack, after building up that
like they're trying to nurse one home.
Don't nurse one home.
McDavid with Nugent Hopkins and Hyman. Connor McDavid not on the score sheet tonight. 42 points, though, in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and 11 in the final. That's 2 shy of a league record. Gretzky in 88. That was a short series. Chipped out towards center. Here's Gustav Forsling. Bennett. In that total, they actually count the game that was wiped out as a result of the power failure inside the Boston Garden. Wristed down deep by Forsling. Here's Ekholm up the left-hand side. So that was essentially a 4-game series, but it was 5 games with 1 no contest. Stripped by Florida. Ekblad, right point shot. Redirected, save. Skinner rebounded. Bennett was just steamrolled by Nugent Hopkins. And that's playing power hockey down low. Yep. Nugent Hopkins probably saved a goal there. Evan Rodriguez dropped it off for Forsling.
Edmonton's got to get moving their feet here, Jack.
I think if Nugent Hopkins doesn't take Bennett down there, it's 3-2. He appeared for a moment to have a wide open net. Verhaeghe driving in from the left-hand side. Tried to slide it in front. Well defended by Broberg. Verhaeghe able to snatch it back. Panthers sense the time is now. Nurse able to disrupt the cycle down low. Up the right-hand side. Quickly advance through by Connor Brown, and Ekman Larsson has to regroup with 14 minutes and 15 seconds left in the third period. 3-1 Edmonton. Ekman Larsson mishandled at center. Henrique, a high toss. Bobrovsky will leave it. And now it's Ekman Larsson looking up ice, directing one Montour. They'll give him the red line, and he fires it in deep. Ryan Lomberg in on the forecheck against Ceci. Pitchfork safely out by Ryan McLeod. And now a steal by Derek Ryan. Driving out, and he's drawn a hooking call against the Florida Panthers.
I think it's against Derek Ryan, Jack.
I thought the stick got parallel. Oh, Derek Ryan on the backslide hit him in the face with a stick. Tie sticking on Derek Ryan. Yep. And Ryan's saying, I was hooked. And this is going to be Florida's third power play of the night. Derek Ryan saying, I was hooked, and in an attempt to shake his stick free, he absolutely clubbed Nick Cousins.
And he knows how to sell a call, Nick Cousins.
So Ryan to the box, Florida the power play. The Oiler penalty kill has held sway, 45 for its last 46. It's a 3-1 game for Edmonton. Panther power play next on the Oilers Radio Network.
Blue-collar work deserves big-dollar perks. Get a heavy wallet with Heavy Metal Equipment and Rentals. Heavy Metal Equipment and Rentals is hiring heavy equipment technicians, maintenance supervisors, PM servicemen, maintenance coordinators, and pretty much every other position that makes Alberta go. We help move the earth that makes Alberta grow. So why not work for a company that makes your bank account grow too? Visit HeavyMetalEquipment.ca to find your new career. Heavy Metal Equipment and Rentals, helping you move the earth.
I'm Ryan Nugent-Hopkins.
And I'm Zach Hyman.
And when we're not making juicy, sweet passes,
or having my goals disallowed,
we're working for Legacy Heating and Cooling.
You know, guys used to call me a plumber.
And now they call you an AC repairman.
Nice.
Hey, guys, you're not here to fix air conditioners. You're here to sing the jingle.
Oh.
Well.
Okay.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
No payments and no interest for 1 year from qualified installers. Legacy Heating and Cooling.
From the biggest stadiums to the coziest holes in the wall. From house parties, the porch hangs. to pride celebrations. From your favorite fuzz shop to your local Indian spot. From noodle bars to sports bars to salsa bars. There's a Molson with your name on it. Canadian Ultra XL. Molson. Everyone in. Must be legal drinking age.
All games, all seasons.
You're listening to the Oilers Radio Network.
3-1 hockey game, and now Edmonton on the penalty kill, and off the draw, it's driven down the ice by Adam Henrique out there with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Cody Ceci, and Matthias Ekholm. Oiler penalty killers, 20 straight at home. Here's Barkov, right to left. He'll move it to Matthew Tkachuk. Sent out to Ekman Larsson. Wrist shot, missed the net, off the end boards, and the Panthers can't come up with it. Ceci trying to free it up against Carter Verhaeghe. Second effort, Nugent-Hopkins digs in, and Ekman Larsson late to the puck. Adam Henrique is not, and he clears it down the ice. 13 minutes left in regulation. Edmonton 3, Florida 1 in Game 6. We're high atop Rogers Place in our Legacy Heating and Cooling broadcast booth. Carter Verhaeghe mishandled the puck. And it was stolen and cleared by Connor Brown. Ekman Larsson caught a blast by Janmark. Stopped up around the mask by Bobrovsky. Brown kicks it back to Nurse. Rolled it over to Broberg and shot down the ice. 12:40 to play in the third period. There's your answer. Yeah. Paul Coffey sending Philip Broberg out for an all-important penalty kill. With the Oilers up 2 goals. Panthers rush in. Evan Rodriguez centered around the boards. Tarasenko trying to crowd Ryan McLeod. Bennett late getting there. Fogle digs it out of the corner. And Montour has to dash back to pick it up. Florida power play, 1 for 18 in the series. Here's Montour shooting, and that was deflected high up on the plexi. Panthers desperate, but Ekholm's first on the puck. Second effort, Fogle ran into his own man. Bennett found the puck for a moment, but then Fogle disrupted, and McLeod kept his feet moving and punched it back to center. Tarasenko rolls back in, moves it to Lundell. A shot, glove save, Skinner. 6 seconds left on the PK. 11:50 remaining in the third period, and the Napa Auto Parts penalty kill continues to come through in the clutch for the Edmonton Oilers, not only in the Stanley Cup final, but the entirety of the playoffs. They're better than 94%.
I tell you, Janmark with some high heat on that rip job. Went high blocker, almost pegged Bobrovsky in the head.
Face off right side of Skinner. Kevin Stanley beaten off the draw by Henrique. And that's hammered up the boards and out by Cody Ceci. Bobrovsky will leave it. And Florida has seen another power play go by the boards. Forsling will shoot it in. He was not at center, not even close to it. And a rare mistake by Forsling does indeed lead to an icing call. 11:36 to go in the third, and you can hear the crowd. Face off right side of Bobrovsky. McDavid out there with Draisaitl and Hyman following the successful kill. Edmonton gets its 3 top offensive players in terms of goal scoring out there. A big hit laid on Bouchard after a Florida face-off win and a clear. And the Panthers seemingly, especially Stenlund, I can't remember him losing a draw in this series, Bob. Send in deep. Panthers come away with it. Driving to the net, and a wrist shot thrust high and wide by Sam Reinhart, who continues to struggle around the net. Reinhart, 1 goal in his last 7 coming in. Tkachuk, 1 goal in his last 10. That was in Tuesday's Game 5. Here's Barkov. He picked up a goal, his second in his last 9. That put the Panthers on the board. Florida gets it in deep. Holloway and Nugent-Hopkins as Sergei Bobrovsky continues to hear the haunting chants from the 18,000 plus crammed into this building. Fogle back inside the Florida line. Verhaeghe on tour, went up the gut. Reinhart didn't get much on it. Holloway will drop it off for Brett Kulak. Behind the net, he'll send it up the boards. Mikula had to elude him, Rolling puck will be gathered by Montour. Back in his own zone, Mikkola. Up the left-hand side, Sam Bennett. Put it around the boards, Matthew Tkachuk. He'll shovel it behind the net. Evan Rodriguez, left circle wrist shot. That was blocked. Rebound, Matthias Janmark. A clear up the left-hand side. Ekman Larson rolls over to make a playoff.
That hurt Broberg, Jack, that shot.
Left wing board, Sam Bennett. Wrist shot, a save made on Rodriguez by Skinner.
Too much backing in for Edmonton right now.
Rodriguez to Ekman Larson. Shot from the point. Another save, Skinner. Rebound gobbled up by Connor Brown. Panthers a furious rally in this third period, as was the case on Tuesday night, but is it too little too late? Panthers got behind 3-0 in that game as well. Steal by Forsling. Tried to angle one toward the net. It was blocked by Ceci. Lou Osterinen won a battle. Looked for a centering pass from Tkachuk. It was deflected right to McDavid, and the Oilers come out of the zone. McDavid to McLeod, and Hyman is able to snap it in deep. Taken against the boards by Forsling, and a big hit administered by Ekblad. Calling for the puck is Forsling from Tarasenko. He'll give it back to him at center ice. Tarasenko in over the line. Stripped by McLeod. Ekholm looks up ice. Fires a pass intended for Hyman too far. Bobrovsky's going to handle this puck and drop it off for Forsling. And now Lou Osterinen able to spill it in deep. I think the crowd wanted Bobrovsky called for playing it outside the trapezoid there. Shot in deep by Warren Fogle. Montour against Holloway. Behind the net a second time. Lomberg comes away. Crowd in a frenzy. 8.5 to play in the hockey game, and a penalty is coming. And it's an interference call against the Florida Panthers. Paul Maurice furious. Nurse and Mikkola come together. And Edmonton will be on the power play when we come back with a chance to maybe put this game away and assure the need for a Game 7 Monday night in Sunrise. Jean Hebert has the call. Florida to the box. It'll be Kevin Stenlund trudging to the sin bin. And with 8.5 to go, Stenlund in for interference, and Edmonton in position to put a wrap on Game 6. This is the Stanley Cup Final live from Rogers, the Oilers Radio Network.
Hey, Paul Brandt here. You know what I'm a fan of? Alberta. The wide open spaces, the highways and byways, and a rugged, beautiful terrain that I'm proud to call home. Maybe that's why I'm also a fan of my Ford F-150. It's tough, capable, and smart, which makes it a natural fit for roads like these. So if it's a new truck you're looking for, look no further than the truck Albertans love to drive, F-150. Head into your Alberta Ford dealer and tell them PV sent you.
Ready to score big on your outdoor space? It's game time with Park Landscaping. Transform your backyard into a winning arena with Park Landscaping's expert team. From design to maintenance of lush lawns and state-of-the-art synthetic turf to inviting pools and captivating water features, Park Landscaping will make your outdoor space the MVP. Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in the game with Park Landscaping. Call 780-486-2744 today or email info@parklandscaping.ca.
Pizza 73, the official pizza of your Edmonton Oilers. Loyal to the oil, in Edmonton we trust. Rising to the top like a pizza crust. Down to the crunch, got the flavors to play. The city of champs, going all the way. Let's go Oilers, E-Town unite. Ice District to Jasper, downtown to White. Wearing orange and blue, game on the screen. Make the right call, Pizza 73. Let's go Oilers. 737373, Pizza 73.
You're listening to Oilers Hockey
on 630 CHED and on the Radio Player Canada app.
8.5 to go, third period. The shots have been evenly split in this game at 18 apiece, but the Edmonton Oilers built a 3-0 lead. They still own a 3-1 advantage with 8 minutes and 30 seconds to play in Game 6, and now we're on the Atco power play for the second time tonight. Draisaitl, McDavid, Nugent Hopkins, Hyman, and Bouchard, and a face-off win for Edmonton. Nugent Hopkins pinned against the boards by Barkov. The Panthers try to power it out. It's held in by Draisaitl to Hyman to McDavid. Back to Draisaitl, backhander from one knee, and it was blocked. Hyman back to Bouchard, and he could not hold the puck in the zone. Stenlund's in the box for interference.
What a chance for Edmonton there.
Here's McDavid, and it was set up by Draisaitl, keeping the puck in. McDavid tried to chip and charge, and Florida, Ekblad got a piece of McDavid, and Luostarinen dashed back to make a length of the ice clear. Minute 20 on the Atco power play. Atco Energy, your trusted Alberta retailer. Edmonton left to right. Jack Michaels, Bob Stauffer with you. Legacy Heating and Cooling broadcast booth. Draisaitl crowded in the corner of the offensive zone. Snapped up to the point, but held in by Bouchard. Flipped back the other way by Draisaitl, and now Hyman trying to create space behind the net. Luostarinen came over, took the puck. He's on his backhand. He nudges it free to Mikkola. He gets through Nugent-Hopkins, but not Bouchard. Played back behind the net. Kulikov will have a chance for a hard rim, and it's kept in by Draisaitl. Second time he's kept the puck in the zone. Bobrovsky angles one. Luostarinen this time a backhand lift through center, and a good play made at the red line by Kulikov, who's had a strong game tonight, to keep it away from Edmonton, get it back from Sam Bennett, over to Forsling, wired back in, and the Oilers have to change up here. Corey Perry and Ryan McLeod have come on to join Bouchard and Draisaitl. Here's Bouchard with a turnover at center. Following it up is McLeod, who'll get through Ekblad, hitting for the net. Wrist shot off the mask of Sergei Bobrovsky. Makes the save with 10 seconds left on the Edmonton power play. Ekblad, a miscommunication with Forsling. Sam Bennett is there to cover it up. Forsling fires one down the middle that's intercepted by Ekholm, who takes a peek at the clock. The play is onside. Ekholm to the net. On his backhand, he'll protect, and with Florida back to full strength, he'll just wind it around back to Darnell Nurse, all the way in the Edmonton zone. Verhaeghe came over, took the puck from Nurse, tried to center and whiffed. And that was fortunate for Darnell Nurse. Barkov tried to center. Ekholm down the middle. Lunging Henrique did not make contact with the puck. And it's an icing call whistled against Edmonton with 6:05 to go in the third period. And the Oilers catch another break as Verhaeghe, having made the play to just power his way right through Darnell Nurse, whiffed on a centering pass that very well could have given Florida a terrific look.
A real important draw here, Adam Henrique. 6 minutes left in the game.
Against Barkov, 3-1 Oilers.
He's been head and shoulders Florida's best player.
Henrique wins the face-off. Nurse up the left-hand side. Montour angled out. And no icing called on the play as Oliver Ekman-Larsson comes over to grab the puck. Crowd trying to urge the Oilers home here. Game 7 Monday night in Florida. We'll have it for you, 6:20 Mountain. Oilers still have 5.5 minutes to negotiate. Armed with a 2-goal lead, it's Sam Reinhart. Crowding in the corner, but can't maintain the zone. Connor Brown with a clear. Montour over to Ekman-Larsson. From center ice, it's shot in by Sam Reinhart. Around the boards, you've got Connor McDavid. Played it. Ceci able to shield his man for the puck. Now Connor Brown. Checked by Ekman-Larsson. Brown on the puck for Edmonton. Left-hand side. Kulak will shoot it in. Oilers with 1 in the first, 2 in the second. Barkov has Florida's only goal. It came here early in the third. But the score remains 3-1 as the Oilers are offside, coming over the line left to right. 5:05 remaining in the third period. When we come back, you'll hear 18,000 try to bring Edmonton all the way back to South Florida for a 7th and deciding game Monday night to crown a Stanley Cup champion. Edmonton 3, Florida 1. This is Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final. The Oilers Radio Network.
Going back to school can be as scary as taking the winning shot, but it doesn't have to be. Score a great future with Northern Lakes College and supported distance learning. NLC knows that students need attention, support, and the synergy between instructors and peers to keep motivated and connected. They are here to help you meet all your goals and cheer you on. Because at Northern Lakes College, they count their success one student at a time. northernlakescollege.ca.
Did you know that there are 9 Napa Auto Parts stores serving the greater Edmonton area and have been doing so for more than 50 years? Since Napa first opened in Edmonton, the community has grown and vehicles have changed, but you can always trust Napa Auto Parts to provide you with the expert know-how and the best vehicle parts. And if that isn't enough, every time you visit a Napa Auto Parts store when you present your AMA card, you receive an additional 10% discount on all retail parts and accessories. Visit your local Napa Auto Parts store for more offers and expert know-how. Napa Auto Parts is a proud fan of the Edmonton Oilers.
Look, I know this is radio, so it's hard to show you how much is on sale during the Big One clearance event at End of the Row Flooring Centers, but it's a lot. Like this flooring, or this one, and all these. Yep, all at clearance pricing for a limited time. Now, you don't need to just imagine what it would look like, though. You can use our visualizer at endoftheroll.com to upload a picture of your room to see the flooring in your actual home. Try it. Find something you love, then get a great deal on it at the Big One clearance event on now at End of the Roll Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring.
Listen on air, online, and on the Radio Player Canada app.
This is the Oilers Radio Network.
We got a 3-1 hockey game in favor of Edmonton. 5:05 left third period, and a face-off win for Adam Henrique. Belted in by Bouchard, and offside whistled against Edmonton.
Bouchard's leaning down and say the Force lane. I think he meant to hit him.
Or did that go out of play? Yeah, sorry. It went out of play, so the faceoff will remain in the Florida zone. And, yeah, that's exactly what Bouchard was doing, making sure he knew he was just trying to hammer it in there. And now Henrique will be chased out of the circle, replaced by Connor Brown. Matthias Janmark, the other member of this line, off the draw. Bouchard tried to serve one toward the front of the net, and that did not pan out. Forsling locates Sasha Barkov, 3-on-2 Florida. Right wing, a shot by Reinhart, deflected wide. Barkov in front, Reinhart denied. Stuart Skinner, a magnificent save. His best of the night, and Reinhart's best look. And then when he tried to tug it back in front, the pass rolled through everyone. Bobrovsky to Ekblad. Reinhart, 57 during the regular season. And 9 more in this run to the Stanley Cup final, but he's robbed by Stuart Skinner. Lead pass left wing. Panthers back into the zone. Rodriguez short side, tried to tuck it in there on Skinner's right skate, but he's able to make the save and preserve Edmonton's 3-1 lead with 4:12 remaining in the third. What a creation by Barkov in front, but Sam Reinhart put it right back into Stuart Skinner's right pad. Skinner's best stop of the night.
The Oilers' gap has been poor here in the third period, and they look a little panicked when Mr. Barkov's on the ice making plays. 4:12 left. Got to figure by the 3-minute mark, Bobrovsky's going to be out of the net.
Shots are 20 apiece. Since the first period, the Panthers have outshot the Oilers 18-9. Part of that has to do with the fact they fell behind 3-0 for a second consecutive game. And Florida's been slow out of the gates against Edmonton. And they paid for it dearly. Again, we remind you, in the Oilers' prior 14 wins coming into tonight in the Stanley Cup playoffs, they've only been behind for a total of 33 minutes. Luostarinen off the draw. Oilers are a plus 27 combined in the first and second periods of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Off the draw, Ekholm with a clear. Shoveled back in by Montour. Panthers tag back onside, and now you've got the sellout crowd calling for Ekholm to take his time. And the Panthers are going to have to give chase here, and Luostarinen finally does. So Ekholm scoots it up the left-hand side. It's popped back into the zone by McDavid, and Florida has to go the full 200. Iko Mikkola up through center. He'll shoot it in. Panthers pour back in. Bobrovsky to the bench. 3.5 to go. Third period. Steele Fogle. Grabbed by Florida and held in from the high slot. Funneled down low, but stolen. Barkov had it, lost it. We've got an empty net. Ryan McLeod to seal it. Backhander, score! There will be a Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. Monday night at Sunrise. Edmonton 4, Florida 1.
Leon Draisaitl talked about needing to step up tonight and elevate his level of play. He won a puck battle deep in the Oilers zone on the right side boards, and then it was swept by Ward Fogle, and Ryan McLeod is his third goal of the Stanley Cup Final, and it's 4-1 Edmonton. This place is lit.
What a night. City of Edmonton Edmonton coming through. Some would suggest home ice can be a fallacy in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Well, if home ice ever existed, it was going to exist tonight. Draw won by Barkov. Bobrovsky to the bench. A shot. Skinner stopped it. It was behind him. Fired toward the empty net. Bullseye. From distance. 5-1 Edmonton. And if it hadn't been sealed, well, Darnell Nurse made certain of it from about 170 feet. Skinner made an awkward-looking save, spun it loose, and coming down low to make the steal and the length of the ice delivery. Second empty netter in a span of 12 seconds, Darnell Nurse.
Jack, now the Oilers will probably roll over their third and fourth line guys. You know Florida's going to be looking to stir the proverbial you-know-what.
Nurse with the back-to-back empty netters to seal the deal. That's We Want the Cup. Off the draw at center. Kulikov will fire it in. I wish everyone listening could be in the building. There's nothing like it. Shot in by Derek Ryan. Panthers looking to locate. And grabbed eventually by Lomberg. Nurse watches as Cousins enters the zone carefully. Poke checked immediately away. Skinner, by the way, will get the assist on Nurse's goal. Fogle, the assist on the empty netter registered by Ryan McLeod that really put this one away. So 5-1, the two empty netters. The lead pass, Luostarinen for Ekman-Larsson. They're going to wave off icing. And the crowd's going to take you home for much of the final 100 seconds. Ekman-Larsson left circle. Rifles one high to the glove side of Skinner. It's wide. Rebound Ekblad. That's speared by Skinner. And he'll freeze it. And this best-of-7 Stanley Cup final is now going to be 3 games apiece. Skinner will freeze the puck with 94 seconds to go. The Oilers are now a +6 in goal differential, which means if Florida somehow recovers and wins Game 7 on Monday night, they'll be only the 4th team in the history of the Stanley Cup to win it despite being outscored in the final. Blues were the last to accomplish the feat in 2019 against the Boston Bruins. Penguins did it against the Red Wings in 2009. Lomberg at center after an Oiler clear. I never thought I wanted to hear 18,000 sing Living on a Prayer, and then I moved to Edmonton. Puck deflected out of play with 1:14 to go in the third. Bob, you've lived in this city all your life. I don't know how to quite capture it. I'm supposed to, but I don't quite know how.
What I would say to you is, guys that grew up watching the Oilers of the 80s, we took for granted what we saw. Bit of a fluke run in 06, not sustainable once Pronger requested the trade. This team has been building and building, and this fan base knows how awesome this is, and they are letting her rip, Jack. They are letting her rip.
Mikko Mikkola from center ice, shooting it in. Now 18,000 are singing one of Shania Twain's ballads. Here's a shot by Kulikov and a blocker save made by Skinner. Broberg crowded in the corner. Final minute of regulation. We won't need overtime, but we are going to need a 7th game in Sunrise, and Bob and I will have it for you at 6:20 Mountain Time on Monday night. And now, as promised, I've got 18,347 analysts to bring you home. side of Bobrovsky. Panthers a quick clear down the middle. Final 20 seconds.
There's Lomberg. How does he not
wrestling match and
cross-check McLeod right in the face? He got the cross-check up on him. Carson Soucy got suspended for that.
Whistle with 8.5 seconds to go. And Lomberg's night is over, and so are the Panthers.
Well, it's part of Lomberg and Florida's identity when he's in there. When he is a legitimately tough, undersized player. He cross-checked him right in the throat.
8.5 seconds to go. And I think they're going to keep it 5-on-5 for whatever reason. Thought I saw the signal. And really, with the outcome long since decided, it doesn't matter. We're going to have a Game 7 for you Monday night, and the biggest game in the history of the Stanley Cup Final is about to be played. Edmonton, Florida, Monday night, 6:20 Mountain. The Oilers will look to do what only one other team has done, and that's all she wrote. One final face-off.
What a night.